A giant Titan's hand appears above Wall Maria, shocking the people below. This moment marks the end of peace and the beginning of humanity's nightmare. For more than 100 years, people were safe, but they lived in fear of the Titans, confined within the cages they called walls. Outside the perimeter, the Scout Regiment is seen traversing a dense forest on horseback. They encounter a Titan and split into 5 groups to assault it using omnidirectional mobility gear. The attempt is ultimately futile, showing humanity's obvious struggle to reclaim territory beyond the walls. Meanwhile, Eren Yeager, a young courageous boy, wakes up from the nightmare he was having about the Titans. His adopted sister, Mikasa Ackerman, questions him as tears run down his cheeks, but he cannot remember the dream. After getting enough firewood from their mama, they walk through the Shiganshina district on their way home. They encounter drunk and carefree guards like Hans and Hugo. Eren is furious and criticizes their complacency, warning that the walls may not protect them forever. He shares his ambition to join the Scout Regiment, which Mikasa discourages as suicidal. Suddenly, bells ring, announcing the return of the Scouts. The townspeople gather, and Eren notices how few of them return. A mother asks about her son Moses, only to receive his severed arm. The commander admits their mission achieved nothing. This leads to public outcry, and Eren lashes out, frustrated by people who mock the sacrifices made by the brave scouts. Later, after they arrive at the Yeager household with enough firewood, Eren, Mikasa, Dr. Yeager, and Carla eat dinner. Mikasa reveals Eren's intention to join the Scouts, angering his mother. Eren insists he must explore the outside world and carry forward the legacy of fallen soldiers. Dr. Yeager promises to show Eren the secret basement when he returns, as he takes off to see a very ill patient on the outskirts of the wall. After arguing with his mother once again, Eren runs out. He finds his friend Armin being bullied for his interest in the outside world. Eren intervenes but is also targeted. The bullies flee when Mikasa arrives, as all of them are frightened by her strength. Sitting by the river, Armin explains how their curiosity is viewed as heretical. Suddenly, a massive tremor shakes the ground and smoke rises high outside the walls. Finally, the colossal Titan appears, towering above the walls. It kicks through Wall Maria, destroying part of Shiganshina. Rubble crushes buildings and people as Titans flood the city. Eren and Mikasa rush home to find their house crashed and their mother Carla trapped beneath debris, unable to move. They attempt to free her, but it seems her legs are crushed. A Titan approaches. Hans, the wall guard, arrives but freezes in fear and flees with the children on Carla's pleads. Eren watches in horror as the Titan grabs and devours his mother. That moment cements Eren's resolve to kill every last one of the Titans. As refugees flee the fallen district, the armored Titan smashes through the inner wall, dooming even more lives. Eren, Mikasa, and Armin are evacuated. Eren silently vows revenge in tearful eyes. 2 years later, the teenage trio joins the military. They endure brutal training and graduate among the top 10 cadets. Mikasa is ranked first. Eren ranks in the middle. At a celebration, Gene Kirstein reveals his plan to join the military police for safety. Eren objects, arguing that only by fighting Titans head-on can they change the world. Gene retorts that past attempts cost many lives for nothing. Eren counters that they train because they are humanity's last hope. The argument leads to a scuffle, broken up by other cadets. Outside, Armin and Mikasa agree to join the Scouts with Eren, along with some of their other good friends. Later, while maintaining cannons on the perimeter wall, lightning strikes, and the colossal Titan reappears. It destroys the gate. Eren leads a squad to engage, but fails to land a hit, as the Titan disappears in steam. Shocked, Eren realizes the Titan is intelligent, not like the other mindless giants. The battle for Trost begins. Chaos ensues as Titans invade. Eren's squad confronts one abnormal Titan. Thomas is devoured. Eren rushes in with fury but loses a leg. One by one, his squad is annihilated. Armin watches in horror as his friends are eaten alive by the giants. At last, a Titan grabs him. At the very last moment, Eren sacrifices himself to save Armin and is eaten in the process. All that is left of him is his arm. Armin, devastated, withdraws into guilt. Later, he is found by another cadet group and taken back to safety. They question him about their cadet group and learn about their unfortunate end. Even Mikasa is devastated to hear the death of her brother Eren, but she focuses all her energy to a suicidal mission to take out as many a number of Titans as possible, quickly followed by other inspired cadets. Mikasa fights furiously. Even her colleagues are amazed by the skills she produces to attack the Titans, but finally her gas runs out. She crashes and prepares for death. But when she was about to be devoured by a Titan, another Titan appears and attacks the first Titan. It kills it brutally. Mikasa watches, stunned. This Titan ignores humans and attacks its own kind. The mysterious Titan clears a path to HQ. The cadets use Armin's plan to blind the Titans with gunfire and strike from above. Some fail, but Mikasa and Annie rescue them. They are able to resupply at the headquarters. Meanwhile, the rogue Titan is being devoured by other Titans. The cadets have a discussion about him, as many want the rogue Titan on their side to battle other Titans. Once again, the rogue Titan fights back, but falls down after being overwhelmed. But the real surprise comes next. From its nape, Eren emerges alive. Mikasa embraces him, shocked. Armin realizes Eren has regenerated, but Kit's Warman orders a cannon strike. Eren transforms into half a Titan, shielding his friends. Commander Pixis intervenes and orders a ceasefire, as Armin proposes a plan to use Eren to carry a boulder and seal the breach. Eren agrees, but when he transforms, he attacks Mikasa, as Eren is still not fully able to act as a human Titan. While the cadets battle other Titans, Armin reaches his consciousness and reminds him of their dream. Eren finally regains control and lifts the boulder, while all other Titans try coming after him. The cadet soldiers fight to protect him. Many, including Ian and Mitabi, are killed. Despite losses, Eren seals the gate. Rico fires a yellow flare. Humanity scores its first victory. As they extract Eren, Captain Levi arrives, dispatches 2 Titans, and demands a report. After everything finished, Eren awakens in a prison cell, watched by Levi and Erwin. The path forward is unclear, but humanity has its weapon and its mystery. After all the drama has unfolded, waking up in a cell, Eren contemplates his uncertain future. He's visited by Hange Zoe and stoic Mish Zacharias, who escort him to a courtroom. The room brims with tension as Eren's fate hangs in the balance, and Eren sees his friends there as well. The military police, represented by Nile Dawk, proposes his execution out of fear that Eren's Titan powers will turn him against humanity sooner or later. Erwin Smith, commander of the Scout Regiment, counters by suggesting that Eren's abilities are humanity's last hope to reclaim Wall Maria, and the judge takes note as well. Afterwards, a heated courtroom exchange ensues. Mikasa tries to defend Eren, but is forced to admit that during the Trust incident, Eren momentarily lost control and attacked her. As doubts grow, the atmosphere turns hostile as Eren shouts in frustration. Just as things spiral out of control, Captain Levi steps forward and brutally beats Eren to prove he can be controlled and disciplined. Convinced, the court grants Erwin's proposal. Eren will join the Scouts. Now an official member of Levi's elite squad, Eren is taken to a remote outpost. The elite members of the squad, Petra, Oru, Eld, and Gunther, observe Eren with a mix of suspicion and duty. They joke, train, and even clean together, but everyone knows that if Eren loses control again, they're the ones assigned to kill him. Later, Hange experiments with Eren, attempting to trigger his transformation by placing him inside a deep well. Despite injuring himself, nothing happens, but when he later picks up a teaspoon with intent, he transforms partially, shocking everyone. His inability to control this transformation causes tension, as the squad is on the verge of attacking Eren, but Captain Levi stands against them firmly. Hange realizes that transformation is linked to purpose. Trust begins to form between Eren and the squad. Tragedy soon strikes when Hange's test subjects, the captured Titans Sani and Bean, are murdered. The killer is a soldier who escapes using mobility gear. Suspicion spreads. Erwin cryptically asks Eren, who is the real enemy, planting seeds of doubt. Meanwhile, the Scouts prepare for a major mission, the 57th Exterior Scouting Mission Beyond the Walls. Erwin devises a secret plan to find and capture a mysterious female Titan who appeared during the last battle and showed intelligence. For safety, the real location of Eren is concealed, even from his comrades. Once the Scouts leave Wall Rose, Titans begin appearing. Armin, now more tactical, notices something strange, a Titan that doesn't behave like the others. This female Titan charges intelligently, killing seasoned scouts with terrifying precision. Armin deduces she's a human Titan shifter like Eren. Shockingly, she spares him after removing his hood and examining his face. Reiner and Jean arrive and rescue Armin. The trio confirm the female Titan is searching for Eren. They bravely decide to stall her, allowing time for the scouts to react. Jean attacks but narrowly survives. Reiner is caught in the Titan's grip but miraculously slices her hand and escapes to the utmost surprise of everyone. The female Titan continues toward Eren's presumed location. The scouts divert their course through a dense forest. Levi and his squad ride deep into the forest of giant trees with Eren in tow. Suddenly, the female Titan reappears, Reinforcements try to stop her but get slaughtered in the process. Eren prepares to transform, but Levi tells him choose either trust himself or trust his squad. Eren decides to place his faith in Levi's squad. The female Titan is eventually trapped in an ambush, ensnared by grappling hooks. Levi threatens the Titan pilot inside, demanding surrender, but the female Titan screams, drawing nearby mindless Titans who devour her Titan body. Erwin, realizing the enemy is more cunning than expected, orders a retreat, but the danger isn't over. The pilot, Annie Leonhardt in disguise, slips into the formation wearing scout gear. She kills Gunther and resumes her Titan form. Levi's squad engages again, but one by one, Petra, Eld, and Oro fall. Eren, witnessing their deaths, transforms into his own Titan form out of pure rage. In a brutal Titan-on-Titan battle, Eren attacks ferociously. Though initially dominating, Annie recovers and fights back. Eren is ultimately overpowered and swallowed. Mikasa arrives and slashes furiously, trying to retrieve him. Levi joins and unleashes a jaw-dropping flurry of attacks. He saves Eren and orders Mikasa to retreat. Back inside Wall Cinna, the aftermath causes public outrage. Citizens criticize the scouts' failure and loss of life, but children look up to them, as Eren once did. As Erwin is summoned to the capital, Armin, Jean, and Mikasa regroup and discuss what's next. They suspect a mole within the military. Then, Armin hatches a trap. In Stohess district, they lure Annie, now among the military police, into exposing herself. Eren, Mikasa, along with Armin, tries a false getaway helped by Annie, and they have to hide inside a deep, dark underground bunker which Annie declines to enter. At first, she denies their accusations, but when cornered, she puts on a ring with a hidden blade and transforms into the female Titan again, killing those around her. Her transformation causes chaos in the city. Eren, struggling with disbelief and inner conflict, initially fails to transform. Armin and Mikasa encourage him to let go of his feelings for Annie. Remembering all who died, Eren transforms with a mighty roar and confronts her. The battle between Eren and Annie rages through the city, destroying buildings and killing civilians. Eren eventually overpowers her and bites through her Titan's nape, but upon seeing Annie crying, he stops. Annie encases herself in crystal to avoid capture. Levi arrives and extracts Eren from his Titan. The battle is over, but the cost is heavy. After the battle has unfolded, Erwin is questioned for the destruction of Stohess. He reveals that Annie's identity was suspected, but involving too many people risked exposing the plan. Annie remains trapped in crystal, unconscious and unreachable. Meanwhile, a new mystery arises. Hange and Moblit discover a hole in Wall Cinna. To their horror, inside the wall is a Titan's face. Minister Nick, from the Church of the Walls, orders it covered immediately. Hange confronts him, demanding answers. He cryptically refuses, suggesting that the walls themselves hold dark secrets. Back at headquarters, Eren recovers. He's haunted by the faces of his friends and the lives lost. Mikasa comforts him, happy that he's alive. Outside, Armin and Jean wonder if becoming monsters is the only way to defeat monsters. They place their hopes in Eren, knowing the battle is far from over. As the Scout Regiment regroups, Erwin declares that this is not the end. It's humanity's counterattack. 12 hours earlier, the Scout Regiment is stationed at an outpost near Wall Rose when an alarming noise in the distance reveals an incoming horde of Titans. Commander Mish Zacharias swiftly organizes the troops to spread word of the breach, since the inner city has no idea of an incoming attack. He splits the scouts into teams and allows Sasha and Connie to guide groups through familiar terrain. Connie worries about his home village, and upon reaching it, finds it destroyed, with a grotesque Titan resting atop his house, eerily welcoming him home. Even for a Titan, that is just too damn weird. Meanwhile, Mish stays behind to delay the Titans. He slays several Titans before encountering a never-before-seen abnormal, an enormous fur-covered creature later known as the Beast Titan. It demonstrates horrifying intelligence and coordination. When Mish gets captured by a lower-class Titan, the Beast Titan comes down to observe him and kills the lower-class Titan so he can talk with Mish. Mish is too surprised and scared to even reply back, but after stealing Mish's ODM gear and commanding other Titans to devour him alive, the Beast Titan retreats, marking a terrifying new development in the war. Meanwhile, in Trost District, Word of the breach prompts the scouts, including Eren, Mikasa, and Armin, to mobilize with their squads. As they depart with Hange and a silent pastor Nick, it becomes clear that the mystery of the wall's construction is more intricate than previously thought. Eren is furious at the silent pastor for keeping secrets. Even Captain Levi has plans to make him talk. In the refugee-filled town of Ermich, after witnessing the chaos caused by the Titan invasions, Pastor Nick breaks his silence slightly, hinting that one of the scout recruits holds knowledge of the wall's secrets. Back near Wall Rose, multiple scout teams regroup at the ruins of Utgard Castle. Among them are Reiner, Berthold, Krista, Ymir, and others. They have a discussion on how to proceed with caution, but as night falls, something unprecedented occurs. Titans attack in darkness, breaking the norm of their daytime activity. The Beast Titan is spotted orchestrating the assault, confirming their strategic shift. The Titans come for the tower, but the Beast Titan is seen climbing the wall. How is he doing that? Even the scouts are amazed. A chaotic battle ensues as some Titans try to enter the tower through the stairs, and they have to team up to kill them inside. The Titans are gathering outside the tower by huge numbers, as rocks are thrown at the tower by the Beast Titan, which kills 2 of their scouts. The senior scouts, Gelgar and Inaba, fight bravely, but are eventually overwhelmed and gruesomely killed by the crawling Titans outside the tower as they beg for their lives. As things get too hot, in a moment of desperation, Ymir reveals her secret. She can transform into a Titan. Doing so, she protects the others, especially Historia, who once shared a mysterious pact with her during their cadet training. The 2 of them share a special bond, it seems. Ymir pounces on the Titans and tries her level best to subdue them without damaging the tower. Ymir's Titan form is quickly overpowered, but she decides not to save herself, but defend the tower as much as possible. But before all hope is lost, reinforcements arrive. Mikasa leads the charge, followed by Hange and the scouts from Stohess. Eren joins the battle, scoring his first kill. In the aftermath, Historia confesses her real name to Ymir, who lies unconscious and gravely wounded on top of the wall. While the scouts search for the wall breach, they find none. This shocking discovery suggests that Titans somehow infiltrated without breaking the wall itself. Back atop the Wall Rose, after recovering from the attack, Reiner, racked with psychological strain, unexpectedly confesses to Eren that he and Berthold are the armored and colossal Titans respectively. They plead with Eren to join them and return to their mysterious hometown to stop further destruction. Mikasa reacts swiftly, attacking both traitors. Reiner defends Berthold as energy bursts from their bodies, and in a blinding flash, they transform. Reiner seizes Eren and descends the wall, prompting Eren to transform into a Titan himself. A brutal fight erupts between Eren's Titan and the armored Titan. Initially overpowered, Eren remembers Annie's fighting style and gains the upper hand using grapples and throws. The scouts gather around to take down the colossal Titan, but the giant forms a steam defense around him for protection. The group has to regroup on top of the wall. As the armored Titan roars down below, with Eren having the upper hand over Reiner, something unexpected happens. Reiner screams for backup, but no Titans answer his call. Seems like it's not for other Titans, but the colossal Titan, still clinging to the wall, topples over, crashing down on both Eren and Reiner. In the chaos, Eren is taken. The battle ends with heavy casualties, and the traitors vanish with both Eren and Ymir, leaving the scouts to regroup and mourn their losses. In the aftermath, Hans comforts a grieving Mikasa and Armin, reminding them of Eren's resilience and their shared determination to bring him back. Reinforcements arrive, including Commander Erwin, who devises a plan based on Hange's theory that the traitors are hiding in a forest of giant trees before nightfall. Eren awakens in that very forest, his arms severed. Ymir is nearby healing. The tension between them and their captors grows as Reiner's fractured psyche becomes apparent. He switches between believing himself a soldier and a warrior. Ymir recognizes that his mental divide stems from years of deception and duality. Berthold admits their guilt, but insists that they cannot abandon their mission. Ymir brings up the Beast Titan, speculating that the recent invasion was his doing. She suggests that following him might be the only way home for the warriors. Reiner appeals to Ymir, offering to protect Historia if she joins them, but Ymir remains conflicted. Soon, scout signal flares announce the arrival of Erwin's forces. As they close in, Ymir betrays the scouts by capturing Historia and fleeing with the traitors. Reiner transforms and carries Berthold, Eren, and Ymir away as the scouts give chase. Commander Erwin leads the most daring maneuver yet, luring a horde of Titans toward Reiner to break his defense. Amid the chaos, Historia pleads with Ymir, and Mikasa tries to strike Berthold. Mikasa and the scouts are ready to kill anything in their path to take back Eren. In a dramatic standoff, Armin tricks Berthold into invoking Annie's name, pushing him to make a mistake. Erwin, despite losing an arm, leads the charge to rescue Eren. They are able to rescue Eren as Mikasa gets hold of him last. Hans bravely confronts the same Titan that devoured Eren's mother, but in a tragic moment, he too is killed while trying to avenge her. Eren, overcome with grief and rage, is unable to transform, although however much he bites into his bleeding body, until Mikasa's words and gratitude give him new strength. At that moment, with Mikasa's love and affection, he awakens a mysterious power known as the Coordinate. With a scream, Eren commands the nearby Titans to devour the smiling Titan, saving Mikasa. Recognizing this newfound power, Reiner and Berthold flee in terror. Ymir chooses to go with them, honoring a debt she feels she owes. The scouts retrieve Eren and regroup, devastated but alive. Back at Wall Rose, Armin and Jean realizes that Eren now possesses the ability to control Titans. The cost of lives weighs heavily on him, but Eren resolves to master his power and continue the fight. Meanwhile, Connie learns the bitter truth. The Titans that breached Wall Rose were once humans, possibly even the residents of his own village. This grim realization is shared with the High Command. Levi is disturbed by the possibility that the Titans the scouts have been fighting were people all along, but Erwin, wounded yet determined, is optimistic. For the first time, humanity has a clue, however terrible, toward the truth behind the Titans, the walls, and their world. Squad Levi is formed. Eren, Historia, Mikasa, Armin, Jean, Sasha, and Connie. Though the road ahead is paved in blood and betrayal, the scouts know more than ever what they are fighting for. The battle for humanity's future has only just begun. Following the events outside Wall Maria, Pastor Nick is murdered inside his holding cell. The corrupt government clamps down on the scouts, arresting Commander Erwin and freezing their operations, ordering the handover of Eren and Historia to the Central Guards. Captain Levi and his new squad attempt to smuggle Eren and Historia away from the interior police using decoys. While the decoys, who are actually Armin and Jean, distract the pursuers, the real Eren and Historia are transported separately. Levi observes from a rooftop, suspecting the attackers are not ordinary military police, but professionals. He mentions a name, Kenny the Ripper, a notorious killer from his past. His fears are confirmed when Nifa is suddenly killed by a bullet to the head, fired from an ODM gear modified with guns, Kenny's signature. Kenny and his squad ambush Captain Levi, who narrowly escapes after a rough and intense rooftop chase, diving into a bar to hide. A brutal shootout follows. Levi, wounded but alive, blasts Kenny out of the building and regroups. Meanwhile, Keiji, who was transporting the real Eren and Historia, is ambushed. Both captives are knocked out with tranquilizers and Keiji is killed. Eren and Historia are captured. Historia awakens in a chapel, reunited with her father, Rod Reiss. He reveals that the Reiss family is the true royal bloodline and that Historia is the key to saving humanity. Eren, gagged and restrained, can only listen as Rod explains that Eren's father, Grisha, once stormed this very chapel, killed Rod's family, and stole the founding Titan from Frida Reiss. Grisha then passed it on to Eren, making Eren the current holder. Rod insists that only someone of Reiss blood can properly wield the founding Titan's power, hence, Historia must consume Eren. Kenny, overhearing this, is furious as eating Eren would do nothing for his ambitions. He unlocks Eren's gag and cuts his forehead, forcing a choice between him and Historia. Recalling her friend Ymir's final words, and realizing her father's manipulations, refuses to fight Eren or take the injection. She destroys the syringe and throws Rod down, only for Rod to crawl to the remains of the serum and ingest it himself. He transforms into a grotesque, massive Titan, causing the crystal cave to collapse. Squad Levi arrives just in time to rescue Eren and Historia. Trapped on the edge of doom and overcoming his emotions, Eren chooses to fight, picking up a mysterious serum labeled Armor. Upon transformation, he hardens his Titan's body, stabilizing the cave and saving the squad. They regroup and race to Orvud district, where Rod's monstrous Titan is headed. To gain public support post-coup, Erwin declares Historia the new queen, as she is the last of the true royal rice blood. She accepts, but insists she will act on her own terms. Rod's Titan, a hideous, enormous creature dragging its mutilated face along the ground, approaches Orvud. The scouts devise a plan: lure the Titan into range and detonate explosives in its mouth. The plan succeeds as they carry out cannon fire from near distance to slow its progress, and Eren delivering the explosives into its mouth head-on. Rod is blown apart, and the scouts descend on the dying Titan to finish the job once and for all. Historia finishes off the nape, seeing visions of Rod's memories. As she lands among the crowd, they cheer, and she declares herself the rightful queen. Elsewhere, Kenny, fatally wounded, is found by Levi sitting under a tree. Kenny reveals the truth about the founding Titan. Its full power can only be used by those of royal blood. Levi learns Kenny was his uncle and receives a Titan serum from him before Kenny dies. 2 months later, the scouts initiate their long-awaited mission to retake Wall Maria and seal the breach at Shiganshina. Reiner, the armored Titan, ambushes them, but is countered by Levi, who severely injures him. Despite this, Reiner transforms. The Beast Titan appears, launching a barrage of rocks that wipe out much of the scouts' front line. Eren engages Reiner while the others deploy their new Thunder Spears to destroy his nape. Reiner signals, and Bertholdt, inside a barrel, is thrown by the Beast Titan. He transforms mid-air into the Colossal Titan, devastating Shiganshina. When Eren charges at Colossal, he just kicks him onto the wall, knocking Eren out just like that. Amid the chaos, Erwin devises a suicidal plan. To give Levi an opening, he and the recruits charge the Beast Titan, drawing its fire. Most are killed, including Erwin, who suffers a fatal wound. Meanwhile, Levi uses the distraction to single-handedly incapacitate the Beast Titan. He nearly kills the pilot Zeke, but is interrupted by the Cart Titan, who escapes with Zeke before Levi kills him off. On the other side, as Colossal is nearing the inner wall, Armin devises a plan to stop Bertholdt. He anchors himself to the Colossal Titan's mouth, sacrificing his body to the steam while Eren wakes up from his knockout. As Bertholdt increases the heat, Armin's body is scorched nearly to death. With Bertholdt distracted, Eren creates a frozen Titan body, slips behind, and slices him from the nape, defeating the Colossal Titan and taking Bertholdt into custody. Now comes the impossible decision. Only one Titan serum remains. Both Armin and Erwin are critically wounded. Only one can be saved to inherit Bertholdt's Titan. Levi initially chooses Erwin, seeing him as humanity's best hope. Eren wails and tries to stand against him, and even Mikasa jumps on Captain Levi, but they are soon subdued and taken away. But upon seeing Erwin's broken mental state and remembering his lifelong burden, Levi relents. He injects Armin instead. Armin transforms and consumes Bertholdt, gaining the power of the Colossal Titan. The scouts, now reduced in number, following direction by Eren, enter Grisha Jaeger's basement. There, they find journals revealing Grisha's true origins. He came from outside the walls, from a nation called Marley. He was part of a persecuted people called Eldians, descendants of Ymir Fritz, the original Titan. The Marleyan government uses the Eldians as tools, turning them into Titans and forcing them into war. Grisha joined the Restorationists, a resistance group, and married Dina Fritz, of royal blood. They had a son, Zeke, who betrayed them to the authorities. As punishment, Grisha was exiled to Paradise Island and turned into a Titan. Before the injection, he watched his wife Dina transformed, vowing to find him. The same Dina would become the Smiling Titan who killed Eren's mother. Grisha was saved by a man named Kruger, who revealed himself as the Owl, a double agent within Marley. Kruger passed the Attack Titan to Grisha, urging him to love someone inside the walls to break the cycle of hatred. Grisha then found Carla, married her, and eventually passed the Titan to Eren. Eren awakens in prison, overwhelmed by the truth. He realizes he can use the founding Titan's powers if he touches someone of royal blood, like when he touched Dina's Titan. However, he hides this knowledge to protect Historia from becoming a military pawn. A year later, the scouts venture beyond the walls and finally reach the sea. Armin marvels at it, having achieved his lifelong dream. But Eren, somber and disillusioned, gazes into the horizon, aware of the enemies awaiting across the ocean. He questions whether freedom is truly possible and wonders that even if they kill all their enemies out there, will they finally be free? 4 years after the Battle of Shiganshina, the world beyond the walls is in chaos. The war between Marley and the Mid-East Allied forces is reaching its climax at Fort Slava, where Marley seeks to end the conflict and reassert its dominance through its Titan warriors. Young Eldian warrior candidates, especially Falco Grice and Gabby Braun, serve on the front lines. At the hour of need, Gabby volunteers for a dangerous mission to destroy the anti-Titan cannon train. Gabby's bravery earns her recognition after she destroys the armored train through trickery, enabling Marley to unleash its Titans. The battle becomes a horrific display of Titan power. Galliard's Jaw Titan and PX Cart Titan sweep the trenches, clearing the way for Zeke Yeager's Beast Titan to rain death from above using transformed pure Titans. Reiner's Armored Titan battles through anti-Titan artillery but takes heavy damage. After victory, a peace treaty is signed, but Marley's leaders realize they barely won. The age of Titan supremacy is ending. To prepare for the future, Marley decides to resume its mission to seize the founding Titan on Paradise Island. Yet, they face a problem. No reconnaissance ship sent to Paradise Island has returned. It's clear that Paradise not only possesses the founding Titan, but at least one other formidable Titan out of the Great Nine. Back in the Liberio internment zone, the Eldian warriors return home as heroes from the battle. The soldiers are welcomed by their Eldian families. Reiner is haunted by the horrors he endured on the island. His cousin Gabby idolizes him, yet is puzzled when he describes the people on Paradise as just that, people. Meanwhile, Zeke proposes a festival to be held in Liberio to attract dignitaries from across the globe. It will be here, during a grand performance, that the Tiber family, who secretly possess the Warhammer Titan, will declare war on Paradise. As preparations unfold, we see flashbacks to Reiner's past. He once trained as a warrior in hopes of reuniting his Marleyan father who had abandoned them with his Eldian mother. They were training to be warriors to inherit great Titans passed down to them, although Reiner was the weakest trainee of them all. Along with Berthold, Annie, and Marcel, he set out for Paradise. But early in the mission, Marcel was eaten by a Titan, breaking the team's spirit. Reiner's determination to fulfill the mission inspired the others to press on. In the present, Falco, struggling with self-worth, meets a mysterious wounded soldier, Mr. Kruger. Falco begins delivering messages for him. Meanwhile, Commander Magath aligns with Willie Tiber to use the festival as a trap. As the world gathers, Willie recounts the true history. The Great Titan War ended by King Fritz of Paradise, who made a vow of peace. But now, the founding Titan is in Eren Yeager's hands, an inheritor unbound by royal blood. On the day of the festival, as the ambassadors from all around the world gather in Marley, addressing hundreds of people, Willie declares global war on Paradise. But it's too late. Beneath the stage, Eren Yeager, aided by an unsuspecting Falco, meets Reiner in a basement. Calmly, he explains that he's doing what Reiner once did, fighting for his people trapped by fate. Then, he transforms, kills Willie Tiber, and begins a brutal assault on Liberio. Lara Tiber, sister of Willie Tiber, reveals herself as the Warhammer Titan and fights Eren. Eren's battle with the Warhammer is extremely brutal, and at the very end, Lara Tiber entraps her body in a crystal ball so Eren cannot devour her. Jaw Titan and Cart Titan appear and jump on Eren. In the distance, the Beast Titan starts moving towards Eren as well. Just as he's overwhelmed, Mikasa appears, aiding him in a devastating counterattack. The scouts descend. Armin nukes the port with the Colossal Titan, Levi crushes the Beast Titan, and Eren defeats the Warhammer Titan by using the Jaw Titan's teeth to shatter her crystal casing, then consumes her. As the scouts prepare to retreat through the airships they brought, Gabby Braun, furious and broken by the deaths of her friends, kills Lobov and boards the airship using his gear, dragging Falco with her. On board, she shoots Sasha Braus and gets caught in the process. Jean accuses Eren of being responsible for Sasha's death due to his reckless ambush. Flashbacks reveal that 3 years ago, Paradise captured Marleyan ships thanks to Zeke's inside help and the anti-Marleyan volunteers. With their support, the scouts modernized, built a port, and made contact with Hizuru, but politics and greed complicated diplomacy, and Eren began losing faith in peaceful solutions. Zeke revealed to Eren a loophole in King Fritz's vow of pacifism. If Eren, who holds the founding Titan, touches someone of royal blood, which is now Zeke, he can use the Founder's power. Eren decides to use this power as leverage, the threat of the Rumbling, to protect Eldia. In the present, after killing the guard, Gabby and Falco escape prison and take shelter with the Braus family. Gabby's hateful ideology begins to crack when confronted with kindness and painful questions from a girl whose mother died to Titans. Meanwhile, tensions rise inside Paradis. Eren's erratic behavior, Historia's pregnancy, and the threat of internal rebellion divide the military. Yelena confesses she met Eren in secret. When Premier Dallas Zachary is assassinated by Jaegerist sympathizers, Paradis spirals into political chaos. Eren breaks free, joining the Jaegerists and demanding an audience with Zeke. Hange detains the anti-Marleyan volunteers, and Levi keeps Zeke confined in a forest. Zeke reveals that he used his spinal fluid to infect Eldian soldiers, planning to transform them with a scream. Levi is forced to kill his own men when Zeke activates them. Levi captures Zeke, but Zeke detonates a thunder spear, nearly killing them both. A Titan saves Zeke by stuffing his body into its stomach. Meanwhile, Marley is ready to attack Paradis Island in a surprise attack with everything they got. When Eren confronts Gabi in a holding cell, Pieck Finger tries to ambush Eren but gets subdued soon after. She pretends to defect and brings Eren to a rooftop, claiming she'll expose enemy spies. It's a trap, as Jaw Titan emerges beneath him and tries to devour him, missing Eren by inches. Marley launches a surprise invasion. Titans and airships descend on Shiganshina. Eren fights, but Marley overwhelms him. Zeke arrives just in time and begins supporting Eren. Amid chaos, Falco confesses his love to Gabi. He's consumed Zeke's spinal fluid and is now at risk of transforming. The scouts are released along with Mikasa and Armin, as they take up arms to protect Eren against Marleyan forces, as most of Paradis' forces are wiped out. Eren is confronted by Reiner and Jaw Titan as Beast Titan hails down rocks at the Marleyan forces. But soon, the Cart Titan and the General manages to injure Zeke using the Anti-Titan cannon, and Zeke falls down from the wall. But there is enough life left in him. Despite Colt's pleas, Zeke screams, transforming Falco and others into human titans. Falco, as a titan, attacks Reiner. Zeke is hit by Marley's artillery for a second time and plays dead. Eren tries to reach him, but is shot and decapitated by Gabi. Inside the mysterious Paths realm, Eren and Zeke meet. Zeke tries to force Eren to accept his euthanasia plan, but Eren rebels. The founder Ymir was an unfortunate soul to have to go through hell and back to become the first ever Titan soul and bear children to the king in his name, as she sacrifices her life for him at the end. In the realm, Eren appeals to Ymir Fritz, the founder's ghostly origin, offering her freedom instead of slavery. Moved, Ymir sides with Eren. In the real world, Eren rises again as Ymir's Titan version and the walls crumble. The rumbling begins. The Wall Titans march, flattening everything. Armin and Mikasa are devastated. Connie kidnaps Falco, hoping to feed him to his Titan mother. Elsewhere, Gabi rescues Kaya after shooting down a Titan who was about to eat her and earns her trust. The scouts learn that Annie Leonhardt has been freed from her crystal. She joins Hitch and reveals her only wish is to see her father again. The remaining scouts and warriors, Armin, Mikasa, Reiner, Pieck, Jean, and others, join forces to stop Eren. With Hange and Levi leading, they form an uneasy alliance. At the port, they battle the Jaegerist to save the Azumabito family and a flying boat needed to reach Eren. Upon learning that the Azumabito mechanics need a minimum of half a day in order to prepare the flying boat for takeoff, Theo Magath agrees to Kiyomi Azumabito's suggestion that they escape the port on the Azumabito ship and tow the flying boat with them to Odia and Marley, where her family has a hangar. Though Liberia will be lost to the delay, Odia is far enough away that they should arrive before the rumbling. Hange Zoe and Magath's combined forces manage to repel the Jaegerists long enough for everyone to board the ship, though they are briefly delayed by the rampage of Falco Grice's first transformation as the Jaw Titan. After seeing everyone on board, Magath orders Onyankopan to set sail while he stays behind. Together with Keith Sades, Magath boards a captured Marleyan cruiser capable of catching up to the Azumabito ship. He and Keith exchange words of mutual respect before blowing up the ship's magazine and sinking the cruiser. Mikasa Ackerman recalls the Scout Regiment's first trip to Marley, where they had joyful moments such as discovering ice cream and connecting with refugees from the Marley Mideast War, but also disappointments in that the subjects of Ymir Protection Group was not the ally the Scouts hoped they would be. That was when Eren Yeager left the Scouts and began operating on his own, telling them that he would follow his brother Zeke's plan. Mikasa wonders if they could have made choices so things would have turned out differently. Meanwhile, Eren recalls the events that had led him here, how he had met Yelena and learned of Zeke's euthanasia plan, how he had confided in Flock Forster, that he would only pretend to go along with Zeke's plan when in reality he would use the rumbling to wipe out the rest of the world, and how he had tried and failed to persuade Historia Rice to fight or flee before the military police turned her into a Titan to eat Zeke. A fleet of ships tries to stop Eren's army of Wall Titans but fails, and his Titans finally arrive at Marley's shores. The march of Eren Yeager and the Wall Titans reaches the Marleyan city of Liberio, killing most of its people. Eren had known since he first arrived in Marley that he would one day flatten this city, and feels trapped by a future he cannot change, because to behave differently would not be in his nature. Still, there is a part of him that is satisfied by the destruction, and he reaches out to Armin Arlelt through the paths to ask if he agrees. Without answering, Armin snaps to his senses and finds himself on the deck of the ship, carrying the remnants of the scout regiment and the warriors to Odiha, where they hope to prepare the flying boat. Annie Leonhardt thanks him for his kindness he showed in visiting her while she was inside the crystal. The mood is emotionally awkward for both of them, with Annie realizing these are not feelings to have on the eve of a genocide. She settles for calling Armin a good person, both for comforting her and for trying to save Eren despite everything he has done. But Armin reminds her that he does not like being called that because he has killed a lot of people as well. The scouts and warriors arrive in Odiha to prepare the flying boat for flight. Annie Leonhardt declines to continue on with the group, believing that her father must be dead and there is no longer a reason for her to fight. However, Reiner Braun and Pieck Finger agree to continue on with the scouts to Fort Salta, which is believed to be Eren Yeager's next destination. As they begin fueling, Flock Forster staggers into the back of the hangar and shoots at the flying boat, rupturing its fuel tank before he is killed by Mikasa Ackerman. This delays their planned takeoff, and the line of Wall Titans appear in the distance. Hange Zoe passes command over to Armin Arlelt and stays behind to buy the group time to leave before eventually succumbing to the heat of the Titans' bodies. The remaining scouts and warriors ride the flying boat in hopes of catching up to Eren Yeager at Fort Salta. Armin Arlelt begins to draft a plan of attack with his comrades. He wants to exhaust all possibility of talk before using the explosive power of his colossal titan to destroy Eren's founding titan. Both the scouts and the warriors feel that there may be a part of Eren that regrets his actions or wants them to succeed, since he has not taken the power of the Titans from them. However, when Eren pulls them into the paths, he makes it clear that he will not be dissuaded. On the ground below, a train of refugees approaches Fort Salta, carrying Eldian refugees from Liberio. Among them are the families of the surviving warriors. They hope to take one of the airships to safety, but as they approach, they see that the airships are taking off. Commander Muller calls for the bombing run to begin when he sees the founding Titan begin to glow, but the airships are still too high when they drop their payloads. The shape of the Beast Titan emerges out of the spine of the founding Titan and hurls a barrage of debris that takes out the airships. The scouts and warriors begin their battle on the back of Eren Yeager's founding Titan, only for Armin Arlelt to be captured by a member of the previous generation of the 9 Titans under the Founder's control. While his friends try to figure out a plan to save him, Pieck Finger attempts to decapitate Eren's Titan with explosives, only to have her cart Titan impaled and lifted away by a familiar Warhammer Titan. Falco Grice arrives in a new winged version of his Jaw Titan, which carries most of the team out of harm's way and reunites them with Annie Leonhardt and Gabby Braun. Levi Ackerman divides the group into 2 teams to rescue Armin and to attack the Nape. The sight of Falco's flying Titan inspires the Marleyan military at Fort Salta to keep fighting, but they are soon distracted by the arrival of the Eldian refugees from Liberio. Jean Kirstein and Reiner Braun head for the founding Titan's nape, joining up with Pieck Finger in an attempt to blow off the Titan's head with the explosives she had previously laid. On the other end of the founding Titan, Mikasa Ackerman, Connie Springer, and Annie Leonhardt attempt to chase down the Titan that had captured Armin Arlelt, but are stopped by a replica of Bertolt Hoover's colossal Titan. Meanwhile, Armin discovers himself in the paths, where he finds Zeke Yeager, who explains that Eren understood what Ymir could not let go of, and that is why she sided with him. Zeke does not believe escape is possible or worth pursuing, given that everything dies in the end, but Armin convinces him that even the smallest things in life can still have meaning. Zeke remembers the time he spent playing ball with Tom Xaver, and realizing that he still cherishes those memories, he helps bridge the gap to the previous inheritors of the Titans, allowing their versions of the 9 Titans to break free of the Founder's control and help their friends.
みんな力を貸してくれ。
トルコ、マルセル。
Levi Ackerman decapitates Zeke Yeager, severing Aaron's connection to the Wall Titans and stopping the rumbling. Shortly thereafter, Gene Kirstein gets to the detonator and sets off the explosives around the Founding Titan's neck, decapitating it. However, a glowing centipedal creature emerges from its neck and attempts to reconnect the head. Armin Allelt attempts to use the explosive power of the Colossal Titan's transformation to stop it. The creature releases a mist that causes all the nearby Eldians, including the scouts who have neither Titan powers nor Ackerman heritage, to transform into Titans. Eren has also survived the explosion and moves to engage Armin's Colossal Titan in a new bipedal version of his Founding Titan. Levi tries to get Mikasa to hold it together, since they are now the only ones with a clear shot at stopping Eren. Mikasa sees a reality where she and Eren have run away together. But when he asks her to forget about him after he dies, she realizes she cannot. Tying her scarf around her neck in resolution, she has Falco Grice and Levi clear a path for her to the mouth of Eren's Titan, where she finds his head inside. She smiles gently as she cuts his head free. Arlen Arlelt remembers a conversation he had with Eren Yeager in the paths during the boat ride to Odiha. During it, Eren admits his conflicted feelings over his actions and inability to break free of the future he saw. Armin tries to get Eren to find another way, but Eren is steadfast in his belief that this future is coming about because of the kind of person he is. Given that reasoning, Armin then says he is responsible as well, for being the one who encouraged Eren's dreams of the outside world. Eren is touched that their friendship remains unbroken, but informs Armin he will erase this memory until everything is over. Following the death of Eren, Mikasa Ackerman leaves with his remains to provide a burial that the rest of the world would likely deny. The power of the Titans has left the world. Armin and the surviving scouts and warriors become heroes. Paradise Island militarizes in fear of reprisal from overseas, but Armin and his companions go there nonetheless as ambassadors for peace, confident that those on the island will want to know their story. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the upcoming.